Hello class, in this video we'll be looking at enzyme. Here are the objectives of today's lesson, and I hope by the end of this video you'll be able to achieve these objectives. Alright, so what is enzyme? Enzyme is a biological catalyst that regulates cellular reactions and speed up biochemical reaction, mempercepatkan proses biokimia. Okay, look at the diagram. This is the substrate, which is the substance that react with the enzyme. Now, every enzyme there has an active site. Okay, this active site is a site to which the substrate will bind to form the enzyme substrate complex. So why enzyme is so important? As I said previously, enzyme speeds up biochemical reaction. How do they do it? They do it by lowering the activation energy needed for biochemical reactions to occur. Activation energy atau dalam BM kita panggil sebagai tenaga pengaktifan is the energy needed to break the bond in the substrate molecule before the reaction can happen. Now look at the graph. The activation energy is low when the metabolic reaction is catalyzed by enzyme compared to the reaction that is not catalyzed by enzyme. Maksudnya di sini makin tinggi activation energy yang diperlukan tu, makin lambat nak dapat produk tu. Boleh faham? Right. To name an enzyme, you just need to add ASE to the end of the name of their substrate. So here are a few examples. Okay, lactose, the enzyme is lactase. Okay, this is another example. Okay, sucrose is hydrolyzed into glucose and fructose, and this process is catalyzed by the enzyme sucrase. These three enzyme pula, okay, pepsin, trypsin, renin ni, nama dia kekal, tak boleh ubah. Okay, because these enzymes, they were named before a systematic way of naming enzymes was formulated ataupun wujud. Okay, last but not least, this is the crucial part, the general characteristics of enzyme. Ini adalah antara topik-topik yang hot dalam SPM. Now, by looking at the diagram here, okay, what are the characteristics of an enzyme that you can observe? Look at the enzyme. This is the part, the active site of this enzyme, betul? Now look at the substrate. Let's say this is substrate A and this is substrate B. Which substrate do you think will fit to this active site? Of course, substrate B, betul tak? Because the shape of the substrate B is complement to the active site of the enzyme. So this proves that enzyme is highly specific, meaning only specific substrate can bind to that particular enzyme. Now what else can you get from this picture? Look at the shape of the enzyme. Do they change shape after a reaction? No. This indicates that an enzyme remain unchanged or do not destroy after a reaction. Besides that, metabolic reaction by enzyme is reversible. Boleh ghostan Go ahead and ghostan. If you see here, this enzyme change the substrate and produce this product. These same products can also bind to this active site of the similar enzyme and return back to this substance. Okay. Other characteristics include enzyme is needed in small quantities. Some enzymes requires helper molecules atau kita panggil cofactor, okay, for the enzyme to function efficiently. Contoh dia ialah vitamin B. Enzyme is made up of protein, speed up biochemical reactions, and enzyme activity can be stopped or slowed by inhibitor. Inhibitor ni adalah perencat yang menghalang enzim ni dari bekerja secara efisien. Contoh inhibitor are toxins, poisons, mercury, arsenic. Right? Okay, yang ni advanced level is not in your syllabus, but it's good to share them with you. Alright? Inhibitor ni ada dua jenis, competitive and non-competitive. In competitive inhibition, the inhibitor is similar to the substrate and this inhibitor can bind to the enzyme's active site. So, the substrate can no longer bind to the enzyme. Maksudnya kalau substrate tak boleh nak bind to the enzyme, so there will be no enzyme activity happens. Betul tak? Now, non-competitive inhibitors binds to a different site on the enzyme. We call this site allosteric site. Okay, yang ni active site, this one is allosteric site. So, when this non-competitive inhibitor binds to this allosteric site, it doesn't block the substrate binding, betul tak? But it can cause other changes in the enzyme. Contoh, tukar shape of the active site. So, the substrate cannot bind to the active site, betul? Maksudnya, tak adalah reaction kat sini.